Yeah, it's a lot harder in real life, but I'll teach you how to do that in Photoshop. Hey guys, thank you very much for tuning in to the previous Photoshop tutorial. It warms my heart that some of you actually texted me personally and said that you have benefited from it and enjoyed the content. In this tutorial, we will go through a little more advanced usage of the curves, as well as we'll learn a new thing called blend if, and I will also teach you another method to dodge and burn. And finally, we will learn how to put on eyeliner. And bam! Here we are today. Welcome back to tutorial number 2. First thing I'm going to teach you is blend if. Blend if is a super powerful feature that will basically allow you to blend your effect following the luminosity of the layer below it. Okay, I know this does not make much sense now, so I'm going to have a demonstration so that you can understand what it's about. By the way, viewers, I know you are going to kill me because yesterday I made you manually dodge and burn, and today with blend if, I'm going to show you how you can dodge and burn in basically 5 to 10 seconds. Are you ready for some magic? Let's add our adjustment layer. Let's add a curve. So I want to have a dodge curve. So let me pull up the curve. And now, voila, brighten. Yesterday what I made you do was to manually brush it in onto the areas that we wanted to dodge. But today we are going to do something else. Double click on the right side of the layer, not on the name. But how about let's rename the layer first. So for our dodge layer, double click on the right side where there are no words. And this layer style dialog box should pop up. Look at this blend if over here. Blend if is going to be your new best friend. It says blend if gray. What that means, it means it's following the luminosity value, the brightness. So we want to follow the brightness of the underlying layer. Here are the darks of the photo underneath, and here are the bright parts. So if I wanted to dodge the bright parts, I would just dodge this area here. Okay, now let's see this in action. Now, if I click on the left and I slide it over to the right, can you see how it is starting to apply to only the brightest parts of the image? See? As I slide it over, only the bright parts are getting dodged, and it's taking away the effect from the darkest areas. So yesterday, what was our aim? We wanted to only dodge the bright parts of her face. So you just have to slide the slider to the point where you say, okay, yes, these are the areas that I want to dodge. Basically, after that, we are just going to put a layer mask on it and we are done. However, this looks very rough. As you can see, it's not smooth. So trick number 2 is hold alternate or option if you're on a Mac. Click on the slider and you can feather it. So look at the shine on the forehead. You can feather it. So how this feather works is basically like a taper to the end. So basically, if I was to draw, this effect would be something like that. Oh goodness, I hope I can draw a straight line. But you get it. There is this tapered zone coming down, and over here it's full effect applied. Okay, so let's say I'm satisfied with this selection. I feel that yeah, it's pretty smooth, I'm okay with it. Hit OK. Now, see how it's affecting all of the brightest parts of the image? So that's where our friend, our favorite friend, Control I, invert the layer mask, and B for brush. Press X to toggle between white and black. So we want to apply the effect. So white, and let's apply it on her face. Okay, this is where you're going to kill me, right? Look, on, off, on, off. Wow, we have finished our dodging. Of course, the effect is too strong, and you know what to do. Opacity, slide it accordingly. So, do you know what to do for the burn layer? Let's do it, okay? Bring up another adjustment layer. We shall use curves again. Now, we are going to burn. So, bring down the curve. Let's rename our layer. double click on the right side of the layer again, and this time we only want the dark parts of the image. We only want to burn the dark parts. We are not interested in the bright. So let's drag the slider from the right and just apply the effect only on the darkest parts of the face. Where did we enjoy burning yesterday? I would say about here. Looks about right. Now alternate click and feather the effect. Feather it nicely. Okay. Wow, you can see the pop is insane. Hit OK. Same thing. Select your layer mask. Invert the layer mask. Press B for brush. X toggle. Make sure you're on white. And let's apply. Okay. Now we applied, but you know what? I do not like it on the eye bags. So press X, toggle to black. Let's just remove it from there. Alright, good. Very nice. Beautiful. And now opacity again. Slide to 0, slide to point that we want. Now select both of these and Ctrl G to make a group, and let's turn it on and off. Guys, isn't this beautiful? This is ridiculous. This is automatic dodge and burning. Yes, I know you are going to kill me for yesterday. However, there are still very practical uses for the method that I taught you yesterday. Was it yesterday? Sorry, in the previous lesson. If you look carefully, this method, it only brightens the bright areas and darkens the dark areas. But it does not reshape the light, it merely enhances it. Whereas yesterday, when we did a dodge, we actually dodged out the eye bags and we actually lifted the whole eye bag zone out. So let's do that now. And today I'm going to teach you a new method of dodging and burning. And we are going to use the soft light layer. Actually in Photoshop, we have blending modes, which are all in this box over here. So let's bring up a new layer, which is this button over here. However, I want you to hold alternate and click on it. This is important because when you hold alternate and click on it, a dialog box will appear. See, if you do not do that, we click on it, it brings up a transparent layer. Let's delete that, we do not want that. Alternate, click on new layer box. It comes up, new layer, what shall we name it? Dodge and burn with soft light, SL, okay? Now, pay attention to these settings. Mode, select soft light. Fill with soft light neutral color, 50% gray. Yes, hit OK. Now what this means is, if we switch on this layer only by alternate and clicking on the eye, it's a gray layer. So what soft light really means is, if we paint something with a luminosity below 50%, it will darken. Above 50%, it will brighten, which is basically dodge and burn. But at 50% gray, it's transparent, which is why this layer is transparent when I turn it on. Okay, let's bring up our brush, press B. We do not need a layer mask for this. Set to the default black and white and press X to toggle between them. So like I said, let's put flow to 100% for now. If you paint white, voila, dodge. Switch it, press X. If you paint black, burn. Got it? Let's undo both of those things and let's drop flow to 1 to 3%. For sake of speed today, I'm going to use 3%, okay? But if you have the time at home, please do use 1 or 2% only. It's actually very beneficial. It's like fine art, you know, you want to take your time and get it right. So I want to remove the eye bags. I'm going to dodge. Press X to toggle to white foreground color and just go to town on the eye bags. Okay, same, you can target the brush size. Remember to always use a soft brush as well, okay? This is good enough for demonstration, doesn't really matter. Of course, you should, in your own free time, continue to dodge and burn and turn on and off, check that you are making no mistake. So for now, because this is a demonstration, I'm not going to go and do the whole full works, okay? So, click, there you can see how this is dodging and burning, alright? So, if I wanted the cheeks to pop more, same as yesterday, right? Let's just massage a little bit of white into it. Let's look at the cheeks, yep, it's popping a little more. If I wanted the nose bridge to be sharper, same, just draw a little on nose. Before, after, beautiful. Okay, I want her, I don't know what you call this, eyebrow bone to be a little brighter. I would like the chin to protrude a little more. And if you want to burn now, all you need to do is hit X. Now, black is selected. Let's see, what do I want to burn? Perhaps I want to enhance the cheek protrusion, so I'll set in the setback parts a little more. And I might want to burn, oopsie, say, yeah, let's just make the head pop out a bit more by burning the edges. Yep. So, let's have a look. Bam. Do you see how we just reshape the light to our liking? So this is completely different from the one we did earlier. This is creating pop. This is reshaping the light. That's why if you are reshaping the light, you have no choice but to do it manually. Okay? And if you remember from the previous tutorial, you can actually do that via curves or today's new method, soft light, overlay neutral color. These are two new things that you have learned and they will help you up your game dramatically. Now, of course, the photo is a little dark, right? So what can we do about it? We are going to brighten it. Let's bring up another curves, same as yesterday. I'm going to brighten her face. How do I apply it on the face only? Let's recap. Ctrl I, invert the layer mask and select white as the foreground. Let's make our flow to 100% again and just paint onto where we want to brighten. Okay, beautiful. You know what, let's just brighten the tips of the hair because she's very pretty, right? Yeah, you all have to say that, otherwise she will not allow me to use this photo. Okay, we have that. Now she looks like a ghost, doesn't matter. Alright, we can deal with that. Let's see what else we can use Blend If for. How about let's use it for color grading. I'm going to teach you a little bit on that. Not the full works, but just enough to learn a little. Let's select here. When I color grade, I usually use a hue saturation layer. So I'm going to teach you that method for now. Bring up a hue saturation layer. Select the hand icon here. Click on the tone you want. And it will automatically select one of these. And it will select a color range on its own. So let's click on this and select the sky. Now you can shift the tone of it. Now the thing is, clearly there's not much color in the sky. So what is hue? Hue is kind of, we call it the color, right? Saturation is the amount of the color, and lightness is how bright or how dark it is. So let's reset that to 0. So we can clearly afford to add in a little bit of saturation to the sky. This is all personal taste because this is color grading. So you know what? I'm gonna go with something like that. I like it. Now let's bring up another hue saturation layer. And now I'll click here. And let's say I would like to turn this, the lights here, I want to turn it pink because I'm a fan of that cotton candy blue, cotton candy pink kind of color grade. So pay attention to the tones in the image. I'll shift it to about pink. Somewhere there is fine with me. Okay, so what you need to realize now is why is this happening to the face, right? That's because it's attacking all the reds in the photo. So close that. How do I remove it from the face? Simple, layer mask again. Press B to bring up the brush, X to toggle, and I want to take away, so X change to black. And let me remove it from her face. Yeah, and possibly the hair too. We can deal with that later on. The hands. Oh, poor guy here has become a red ape, so let's not have that. I'm not wanting that there. Not really wanting that there. And his hand. Okay, now let's look at before and after. In just a few steps, we've actually graded the photo into this kind of color. That's nice. So I actually want the road to be a bit bluish too, because if you know the night sky was blue, it should reflect nicely as well, right? Let's bring up a solid color instead. Now, how is this going to be helpful, right? Look, I can select a color. I can go, I want that blue, right? For example, or let me click this. The good thing about Photoshop is look at the swatches at the top. It actually loads the last swatches that you've used. So, okay, let's click there. That was the blue, the teal, the blue, whatever you call it, that I wanted to use, okay? I hit OK. It brings up this, literally a solid color. This is where the blending mode color comes in. Select the blending mode and switch over to color. It applies the color to the entire image. Now I only wanted it on the roads. So how can I do that? Yep, if you are thinking blend if, you got that right. Let's double click on the right side, and I only want it on the dark side. So let's confine it to the dark side. Look here. Oh yeah, it's there. Alternate, let's feather it in further into the road. Okay, I'm liking this. Hit OK. The effect is strong, but the placement is correct. So opacity, let's slide it down. I'm okay with this. Maybe a little bit more. 25 looks good. How can I remove it from the areas I don't want to? You got it. Layer mask selected. Press B for brush. X to toggle the black. Nice. Nice big soft brush. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So you can see it's affecting the darkest parts of the image, and all of these are, you know, it's black and stuff, so that's why it's being affected too as well. You don't have to be super precise, that's the beauty of it. So I actually don't really want it entirely on, say, this black screen. I mean, it's meant to be, you know, a little blacker, right? Yep. And basically just look around and find where you may or may not want it and remove it from such area. Yep, like maybe there. I don't want it there as well. Don't want it there. Don't want it there. Yep. Okay, beautiful. Now let's look at our color grade. Wow, great stuff, right? But what is wrong? The human is wrong. Yep, that's because we have not colored the human. So once again, let's bring up another hue saturation layer. You can see that I'm a big fan of a hue saturation, right? So click, select her face. Now we can manually shift the hue. Alright, so this is where you will want to eyeball things a little. So honestly, you do expect a little bit more pink in her face this round because the lights here are pink, as you can see. And let's just bump up the saturation. Yep, it looks good to me for now, but sometimes you need to zoom out and take a look at the entire picture. So let's zoom out. Okay, fantastic. Now before, after. That's good, right? Do you want the effect at the back? You know what, I don't really mind, but for the sake of this tutorial, let's do it again. Press B for brush, select my layer mask, X to black to remove the effect from other areas. Or you know what, let's do it the other way around. Let's invert the layer mask and let's paint on her face. That's where we want it, right? You see, it actually affects the hair too, so for now I don't want that, so let's undo that. I actually quite liked it around the back there just now, but I don't want it so intense. So if you want a lower effect level, you know, you can adjust the flow. So let me undo that. Okay, so say let's put the flow to maybe 30% and let's stroke it over some of the red stuff. Okay, So let's have a look before and after. Yep, I'm liking it. And just make sure it's fully applied on her face, because I adjusted it that way. And let's remove it from her hair. Let's just remove it from the hair. Okay, great stuff. Fantastic. So now, before and after, photo is looking much better. Perhaps her face is a little bright. That's up to your personal taste as well. But just for demonstration's sake, one thing you can do is jump back to the earlier curves that we did, the one that we brightened her, right? And just lower the opacity on it. Okay, maybe 80%. Yep, that's okay. So that's basically how you get a very basic color grade. I forgot something. At the start of this video, I mentioned that I will be teaching you how to apply eyeliner. So let's get down to applying the eyeliner. Let's zoom in a little so you can see better. What is eyeliner? Eyeliner is black, right? And that's about it, right? What we could do is we could pick, say, a black solid color, right? Oh, perfect. Deep dark black. And let's invert the layer mask and we can paint it on. But is this the most efficient way of doing things? This is actually going to be very tough on you, right? You know, let's put it 100 so the effect is immediately obvious. And you can paint, right? Sorry, white layer mask. You can paint. Guys, does this look good? No. Alright, so let's not do that. Undo that. How about let's invert the layer mask to cover everything, and we use blend if. So slide this over to the dark areas. You can see where I'm going with this already, right? So bring it down, feather it in. Look at that. It's like mascara and eyeliner all in one. Of course, the effect is too strong, but don't worry about it. One other thing, zoom out first. It's affecting the whole photo. Do we want that? No. How do we deal with that? Turn it on, invert our layer mask. White as the foreground color. Yes. Yes. Alright, yes. Okay. This is great. Now, it's up to you if you want to darken the eyes. I don't want to do that actually. I want to brighten it. So, let's actually remove it from the eye. Okay, let's remove it. But then let's put the effect on the eye. Yep. What is that called? The eyelashes. So let's remove it from the eye. So now, select this effect, the black color, and adjust the opacity. There we go. Some eyeliner. Let's have a look from afar. Beautiful. Okay. Next up, let's do the bottom one. So, same thing, solid color. Let's use black again. And this time, we're gonna drag it to where it affects the bottom. Okay. Yep, maybe like that. Doesn't really matter. It's really up to you. Invert the layer mask. White as the foreground color. Okay, nice. It's really up to you how much of the effect you want to put. Right. I want to remove it. I think went a bit too deep in. Of course, I could alter the blend if settings to get it targeted right there, but never mind. All methods work. So with the bottom liner, it's a bit emo, so usually we just add just a touch. Okay, fantastic. And we can actually do one more for the eyebrows as well. So same thing. Let's do that again. Hit OK. Now, invert the layer mask. Choose white as the foreground color. Paint. Yes, yes. Oh, fantastic. Opacity, control to your liking. Okay, I'm starting to feel the eyeliner is a bit too intense, so let's dial that down. Was this the eyeliner? Yep, this was it. Okay, so you get how we apply eyeliner, and actually this technique can work for anything as long as you feel that it is dark or it is light and you only want to target a certain portion of it. That's where blend if, your best friend, comes in. Okay, we can actually do the eyes as well. How about let's do it with dodge and burn instead of putting black and white. So alternate, let's do the soft light layer method because this is the new method we just learned. Okay, so dodge eyes, mode soft light, and fill with gray. Okay, set to white. Yeah, we can use 100%, doesn't matter. Okay, I want to dodge this, and you know what, we should also dodge these bright spots and a little bit of the eye like that. Okay, shall we do that? Yeah, and dodge that, and dodge that, and dodge that, and dodge that. Oh, it's like a wrap, huh? And dodge that, and dodge that. Okay, now she looks like a ghost. That's fantastic. That's exactly what we want in life. Just kidding. You can bring the opacity down, right? But first, we only want to affect the whites for now. So let's find where it creeps the effect in. Yep, there we go, there we go. This is a balancing game, and I tell you. Okay, that looks good to me. Now we've got that, then we deal with the opacity. This is where usually you should zoom out to have a better look. Okay, don't do it too much. That's good. Yep, before, after, nice. And duplicate this layer because there was a portion in the black that was not targeted. So Control J to duplicate the layer and open the blend if, but this time we are going the other way. So reset the thing and let's go towards the black. That's what we are looking for, right? That cat eye, I don't know, half moon thing that we did. Beautiful. Okay, and same thing, let's zoom out and deal with the opacity. We just need a little bit of pop. Something natural is good. Okay, there we go. Now you see what we have. Before and after of entire image. Ooh, nice. But one thing, notice that we have actually only changed colors and we've only affected the depth of the face. Now we want to do like a finishing touch on the entire image. So this is where your best friend, the curves, will come in. So let's add a curves layer. I'm now going to teach you what I call finishing touches with the curve. So to finish up a photo, basically what you want to do is, how should I put it? You actually want to put a look on it. Remember how these curves work? Just a recap. Remember how I split it into three? This is your shadows, this is your midtones, and this is your highlights. Okay. If let's say I wanted a contrasty photo, how would I go about doing that? You would darken all the darks and brighten all the brights. So let's put a point in the middle so that the curve does not shift wildly. And if I darken and I brighten the brights, can you now see there's a lot more contrast to the photo? If you find the effect too much, no worries, opacity comes to the rescue. Up to you, alright? So this is one look. This is a very famous curve called the S curve. Let's exaggerate it. This is the S curve, it adds contrast. Now, second look is called, well, it's not a second look, but it's an additional add-on. It's known as fading the blacks or crushing the whites. So let's reset this curve. Alright, click on each point and hit backspace. Get it out. Now, if you grab the extreme end of the curve, and let's say I bring the 0 point of the black up, you can see that there's no black pixel anymore. Like the darkest dark is just maybe like a 10% gray or something like that. But what effect does this give you in the photo? Oh, it's our favorite Instagram effect. It is the fade. And if you do it on the opposite end, if we bring down, we call this crushing the whites. Okay, so you're just limiting the brightest point on the image. Now, this is all good and dandy. It has flattened the image to give it that filmy kind of a washed out look, but we have lost quite a bit of contrast. So to bring that in, can we combine it with the first thing we did? Yep, we can. We have lifted the blacks, we have crushed the highlights. Now let's just S-curve it. Okay, wow, I think some of you might like this look. Let's have a look at it before and after. Okay, I don't know what you want to call this, but some people call it the filmic S-curve. Okay, this is another look that you can go for. The last look that I'm going to teach you today is kind of the matte look. So actually the matte look is similar to this curve, except it is an exaggerated pull on the lower end and a flattened curve, like a tick. You see, it's like a hockey stick, a flattened curve. Now what this does is, if just now we were in S curve, all the brights pop. If you flatten it, can you see? You're giving it this matte look to it. But of course we darken the whole image, no worries. We don't have to push the entire curve at one go. We can just add another curve. Simple, right? So let's just push that up. And there we go. Okay, let's make a group of this and see before and after. There we go. So this is a matte look where the highlights do not shine, do not pop through. So these are some looks with the curves you can try, okay? Let's, as your beloved teacher, I'm going to do a revision. This is very important. Now you can see why I say curves are the solution to everything, right? You basically can adjust the light any way you want. Let's have a look. We have S-curve. What does this do? Increase contrast. Okay, undo. We have lifting the blacks. We have crushing the highlights. Okay, all of this can be used in combination or on its own, up to you. Okay, and last of all, we have, let's do what we call the matte curve. All right, and just a little straight on there. So you adjust this to taste. A small amount goes a big way. All right, adjust to taste, and usually after this we need to increase the brightness of the photo as a whole. Yeah, I'm not going to do that again because I did that just now. But you can see how this adds a finishing look, okay? Or you can just lower the opacity and apply it on. This is quite delicious actually. I like it. Let's have a before and after. Alright, so it's up to you. Color grading and all this toning. So let's call the curves, the finishing touches with the curve, this toning of the image. It's all personal and it's your choice. There is no right or wrong. Some people like it exaggerated, some people like it mild. Some people hate the way I color grade because it looks artificial. Some people love it because it looks surreal. So it's all your choice. I'm just bringing you the tools you need to accomplish this. And I hope if you all have taken the advice over the last tutorial and this tutorial, please show me your images. Of course, tag me on Instagram or just leave me a comment in the YouTube and let me know where to check it out. Alright, okay, and for today I'm signing off here. Have fun, stay safe guys.
In the beginning I just didn't know